At a time when the state coffer is overburdened with the expenses for COVID-19 management, the government has begun legworks to divert the resources from a disputed government body into the COVID-19 management fund. While many have praised the initiative, several lawmakers from the ruling party have been lobbying against the policy amendment that analysts say comes from the intention of misusing the program funds to fulfill vested interests. Good morning, I am Bibashna Tamang, and these are the headlines of the hour. COVID-19 cases in the country crosses 48,000 mark. The tally climbs to 310. Prohibitory orders in the capital likely to extend by a week with a change in modality. The government prepares to divert the fund for local infrastructure development partnership program to COVID-19 management fund. Lawmakers lobby against the initiative. Final clinical trials for a coronavirus vaccine developed by AstraZeneca and Oxford University put on hold after a participant develops adverse reaction. And it's Knight Riders against St. Lucia Zones in the final of the Caribbean Premier League. Jamaica and Warriors bow out. Nine cases from Kaski and one each from Noel Parasi East and Baglung were reported this morning, in addition to 902 cases of COVID-19 reported yesterday in the country, taking the total number of cases to 48,149. The death tally has climbed to 310, with one more death reported this morning and 9 deaths confirmed yesterday. Speaking at the regular press meet, a spokesperson for the Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, informed that a total of 10,611 samples were tested through the PCR method yesterday, taking the test tally in the country to over 788,000. Kathmandu Valley once again reported the highest 396 new cases, with 300 cases reported from Kathmandu district alone, while Lalitpur registered 38 new cases and Bhaktapur 58 cases. 77 cases were confirmed in Kailali, 51 in Morang, 38 cases in Sunsari, 33 in Dhanusha and 21 in Rupandehi district. Meanwhile, 2,287 individuals were discharged after overcoming the virus, taking the total recovery cases to 32,964. This is the highest single-day recovery recorded in the country so far. With this, the recovery rate in the country has reached 68%. According to the Health Ministry, there are around 14,868 active cases in the country. Some 8,053 individuals are in different isolation centers, while 6,815 individuals are in home isolation. Likewise, 23 COVID-19 patients are kept in ventilators and 144 in intensive cares. The Home Ministry will be taking a decision on the ongoing prohibitory order in Kathmandu Valley today, based on the suggestions made by the local authorities in the capital. The meeting held yesterday between all three chief district officers of Kathmandu, Lalitpur and Bhaktapur recommended for a few changes in the modality of the ongoing prohibitory order, in addition to extending the restrictions. Sources say the Home Ministry is preparing to extend the prohibitory order by a week with a few changes to the modality. Meanwhile, the Municipality Forum of the Kathmandu Valley has recommended for strict monitoring of vehicles by deploying the army at entry points of the Kathmandu Valley. The forum has also recommended for enforcement of an odd and even system in vehicular transport and a tighter security at the entry points. The police administration too have suggested on easing the prohibition. The local administration of the valley had issued prohibitory orders on 19th of August and extended it twice. The prohibitory order is effective until today. The government is preparing to make changes to the local infrastructure development partnership program formed to facilitate lawmakers in mobilizing budgets at the local levels. The Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration has submitted the amendment draft to the Cabinet, aiming to direct the program's budget primarily towards developing health infrastructure. However, few lawmakers of the ruling Nepal Communist Party have begun lobbying against the amendment. The Finance Ministry allocated a budget of 6.60 billion rupees for the Local Infrastructure Development Partnership Program this fiscal year, despite widespread criticism regarding the program's relevance and transparency. Based on government policy, each lawmaker has the authority to mobilize 40 million rupees in their respective constituencies. Following calls from all quarters, the government has prepared to introduce a new policy to direct the program's budget towards COVID-19 management. The Ministry of Federal Affairs and General Administration has drafted the new policy, putting the health sector at the top of its priority list. If the amendment is approved, lawmakers will need to spend 10 million rupees on health infrastructures, and the program's fund can be mobilized through the Corona Facilitation Committee under the local level. Lawmakers have been criticized numerous times for using funds under the program to please their cadres. Few of them from the ruling Nepal Communist Party are lobbying to have the rights to continue to mobilize the fund on their own discretion. Sources say lawmakers close to the Prime Minister are attempting to influence the Premier to disapprove the amendment. The government had allocated 9.80 billion rupees for Local Infrastructure Development Partnership Program the last fiscal year. As COVID-19 crisis management grew to be challenging, the government decided to shift the budget to the Corona Fund. However, lawmakers raised the expenses by 4 billion rupees for a total of 8 billion. This has led to the transfer of only 1.3 billion rupees to the Corona Fund. All eyes are on the government now, as it has the opportunity to direct the entire fund in its fight against COVID-19 this fiscal year. The government has scrapped contract process for the disputed Kakadvitta-Enerva section in the East-West Railway. The Rail, Metro Rail and Monorail Development Project under the Department of Railways issued a statement yesterday to inform of the decision. It has been understood that the project had flouted the Public Procurement Act and prepared to provide 35 billion rupees to a few contractors without preparing an environment impact assessment report. Likewise, the project had also failed to provide a compensation to the victims. The Rail, Metro Rail and Monorail Development Project had invited massive protests after it decided to divide the task of laying soil over the railway track into 54 parts and assigned over a dozen contractors. Concerned parliamentary committee had even received a complaint on the project. The railway track in Kakadvitta-Enerva section extends to around 106 kilometers in length. Analysts had opined the haphazard selection of contractor companies as financially inclined. The project had, however, yet to sign an agreement with the contractors. According to Director General for the Rail Department, Balaram Mishra, the contract was scrapped following widespread criticism. Mishra said a tender notice will be issued once victims are compensated. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Surkhet what should be done to complete the development work within the given time period. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
समयमै निर्माण गर्नको लागि स्थानीय सरकार, जनप्रतिनिधिहरू, जनताले चुनेर पठाएकोहरूले तिनीहरूले समयमै सम्पर्क गर्ने विशेष भूमिका उहाँहरूको रहन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ।
जिम्मामा लिइसकेपछि यो नियामक निकाय हुन्छ नि, त्यसले बेला बेलामा समय-समयमा गएर त्यो अनुगमन गर्नु पर्यो के।
इमानदार काम गर्ने मान्छेले टेन्डर पाउँदैन। टेन्डर पनि जो मान्छे त्यहाँ दादागिरी गर्छ, जो मान्छे त्यहाँ घुसियारा छ, उनीहरू मिलेर सरकारी काममा मिलेर त्यहाँ चाहिँ भण्डाखोर त्यहाँ एउटा कमाइ खाने भाँडो भन्छ। जनता तथा उपभोक्ताले पनि त्यहाँ चासो देखाउनु पर्ने देखिन्छ।
जेठ मसान्त अथवा वैशाख मसान्तसम्म योजनाहरू सम्पन्न गर्ने त्यस्तो खालको परिपाटीको विकास भयो भने मात्रै यो देशमा जनताको हितको निम्ति, जनताको पक्षमा विकास निर्माण हुनेछ।
ढिलासुस्ती हुन कारण के हो भने राजनीति, सबभन्दा चाहिँ राजनीति हावी भएर हैन।
Time now for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Polls.
And here's the question: why has the Ministry of Education failed to reach a decision on resuming academic session? Your options are option A, lack of perspective, option B, weak leadership, and option C, puzzling circumstance. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.